Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of Rare Ride, and you did it. You did it once again. So yeah, thanks for your comments under the previous episodes, and you reminded me actually of things that happened way in the beginning of Rare Ride. So yeah, somehow you remember stuff that I said or others said, and I don't. So yeah, apparently like in episode 4 when like I met with Imamiya, for example, I questioned even this, like why he's so interested in us and if he knows us basically. So I've made this connection like in the early episode, and at the same time like Imamiya was saying that you're handling whole school thing just fine. And during the Kotori road he also said, despite all, I actually kind of respected you. So yeah, like this stuff actually happened. And yeah, I think like with that we can just go. Like I'm glad that you like remember actually stuff. I totally forgot all of this. So yeah, like this little details of dialogues. Okay, let's see. I finished my report while standing at the tent for Asaka Shimizu, and Asaka Shimizu and the other gathered around the table.
いいものは持っていたが、思いのほかだったな。地流はやはり温存されていたんですな。外野主義者どももバカではなくなりつつあるようだ。伝説の守り神様に徘徊されると、来年から辛くなりますな。戦闘を避ければ問題はないはずだがね。連中若ければ若いほど交戦規定を無視する傾向ですからね。戦うべきではないと警告すれば群がるみたいな。
Yeah, pretty much.
で、死体の山と。
Yeah.
笑い事じゃないぞ。俺の責任になりかねん。仕方なかったとはいえ、実戦経験もないうちから野放しにしました。
Pretty much. And they thought of themselves as the heroes.
いろいろな良し悪しが重なってしまう時期だ。俺だって実戦経験をたっぷり積ませてから前に出してやりたいが、実戦の方がないときた。
True, tough times.
海外研修はやってるんでしょ？志願制なのだよ、あれは。日本人は国を出たがら、紛争の一つも体験せず。
So Kotaro just hid the fact that he's so lucky. I mean, understandable, okay? We just let her go.
いや、江坂さん、そりゃね、今の
俺もういいですか？
まあ、ご苦労だった。下がってよい。あ、いや、待て。
Okay.
はい。
貴様が目撃した大型魔物の付近で不審な点は見受けられなかったかね。
どのような？
例えば、やけに魔物の数が多い、魔物使いの姿を見た。植物の異常成長が確認された。
Okay, I see. He's trying to figure it out if there's the well and possibility of Ki appearing, because Ki is basically a huge amount of life force. So yeah, like a lot of summoners gathering around the summoning place, dense plant growth, like Earth is trying to protect the well and stuff.
報告通り、ネジ巻き鳥とハウンドとは接触。
それ以外にはないかね。
はい。特には。
そうか。わかった。
Okay.
下がっていい。
失礼します。
He's lying pretty well.
ところでネジ巻き鳥なんちゃらって本、昔なかったか？ありましたね。
Okay. Was there? I withheld 2 pieces of information from the organization. Oh, you also hide the fact that Akane was there. Right. So, yeah, these were the 2 pieces of info. The first is about Akane, the second about her. Hopefully the small betrayal of trust doesn't drive a deeper wedge in my heart. Or so I think, expecting things to go my way. Oh, so you alive. And you too. When I head into our usual meetup cafe, I find the 2 of them down in the dumps. Looks like they got a fitting punishment for having abandoned their posts. I got all the prizes.
ああ、殴られた。江坂さんたちに。
Sure.
それもきついね。
Yet another lie. I didn't get punched at all. I'm the only one who got off scot-free.
まさか天王寺が2キルだとはな。
そっちは魔物とは遭遇しなかったの？
偵察用の鳥は見つけて落としたけど、子孫じて逃げられた。
Okay.
ミクニッチも死んじまうとはな。あんな強くても死んじまうんだな。無情すぎんだろ。
Yeah, and you wanted to fight. Yeah. Now, see the reality of this thing? Looks like Imamiya is still feeling really in shock.
たっぷりジェノバ風ラザーニア大盛りにてお待たせいたしました。
来た来た。
Sure.
ニヤニヤしちゃうぜ。
Imamiya eagerly scarfs down his lasagna. What happens to being shocked? I ordered an unlimited drink option from the menu, grab some iced coffee and head back to the table.
ねえ、あんたハウンド倒したってマジ？
あ、なんとか。
どうやって？
Yeah, just use his force against himself, you know.
揉み合いになって首ひねって。
プロレスで
I know.
裸締め。
バトルってより首に殺したって感じじゃん。
I mean, that's effective. That's how we should fight, right?
命がけでそんな余裕あるか？
意外とそれが本質なのかもね。
Yeah, pretty much. Like what? You expected like 1v1 battles? Like, I don't know. Like all you have to do is to survive.
江坂さんだったら
But enemies necessary.
いけると思うけど。
そりゃそうだろう。平均的な超人は犬に勝てるんだってよ。
No, she could just stare at her hands. So she's still not strong enough to take one down, huh?
当てることはできるんだけど、それで無力化できないから。
だから手裏剣とか投げろよ。かっちょいいべ。
軽い刃が刺さったくらいじゃ魔物は止められない。
Yeah, we know like in future you can throw trees.
まだまだ全然ダメ。
結局鍵って見つかっ
ダメだったって。
祭りが終わったらもう作戦は終わり。
今動くと目立つから経験者しか動かさないってさ。
そもそも鍵ってのが何かさえ俺ら分かってないけどね。
このままじゃ天王寺がリーダーに変更ってことも。
Yeah.
おう天王寺っち仲良くすっか今からだ。早速パン買ってきてくれよボス。
I love how how Imamiya is just like changing his like direction each time. First like he's like the boss and then the other second is like, hey boss, like give me a sandwich, I love you.
あのな。
All things said and done, it does feel pretty liberating once an operation ends. The two of them look to be quite excited.
試験で赤点取ったって騒いでるやつみてえだな。
来年も収穫祭が来れば使ってもらえるだろうけど、今度
Probably.
出世できるのかな。
経験値ためねえと。
天王寺はどうするの？
このチームで動くんじゃないのか
3人とも素人じゃん。今回みたいのは特別だべ。
それぞれ別の土地で仕事することになるんじゃないかな。
Okay.
俺らが江坂さんたちみてえに経験積みゃ別だろうけどな。
I mean, if you think about this makes sense for them to be separated after this event. Because like this is just emergency basically, and they like worked together during the training, so they know each other, so their cooperation should be fine, right? But this is like emergency situation, this operation during Harvest Festival. Normally they probably would be assigned to different teams with higher experience so they can learn. So that's probably going to happen after Harvest Festival.
ま、当面は研修だろう。俺はそれでいいっす。
俺はどうするかな。
I just can't see myself honestly making my way up the ranks in an organization like this too. Heck, I could stay low ranking the entire time. Why do I think that?
罪悪感だろ。
It's no desire to punish myself.
俺ちょっと用事。
I leave my payment and get up from my
一
seat.
杯しか飲んでないじゃない。
ドリンクバーの意味がね。
Yeah, and they are pretty expensive.
どこ行くんだよ。反省会だぞ一応。
修行。
かっこ
Okay.
え
さすが勇者は言っちゃダメなんだっけか。さすがブレイバー。
お前
Okay.
できなさそうだな。
Sure. After I bid goodbye to the two of them, I head for the forest. Oh, this is the place where Kotori had the barrier. At least, like, the CG look like. There's a place where rocks and trees come together, forming a natural secret hideout. Okay, so maybe it is actually the place. I'm curious if Kotori is going to be here. I used that place pretty often as a kid. Oh, okay. It's the secret base of the Earth Rescue Hunter. I sneak a peek inside.
いないか。
Oh, so Kotori used to be here as well. Oh no, wait, no. He's looking for Akana maybe? Wait, who is he looking for? Oh, the keep. God damn it. I should read it. Yeah, I will just read. There isn't even a trace of the key that I found I'd hidden here. I don't find it unfortunate at all. I can't do anything about her. Actually, I'm glad she just disappeared on her own.
どうして助けたんだ。
Yeah, I don't have a clear reason. Just like, it's like I had to. That's what I thought. My body moved, as if impulses was imprinted into my very genes. To take action with conviction. It's not often that I can do that, so I don't regret it. She's not here, but I'm still curious as to why I was convinced to help her. What did I do to do it? What did I do it without question before because she looked like a girl? Was there really someone as heroic as that? In the first place, the key couldn't understand what I said, and it doesn't look like she has a will on her own. She was as powerless as a newborn fawn. I can imagine someone as weak and powerless as her to be the legendary familiar prophesized to bring the ruin to the earth. Also, I try to convince myself, at least for now.
なったのなら、もう会うこともないだろう。
Nah, you're going to see her again. I brought Akana back to the orphanage too. There was no proof that I disobeyed orders either. All that's left is to devote myself to working in the organization.
銃の扱いを知りたい。
はい。
Okay, makes sense. Like he mentioned, like he is not good at close combat as the pollution type. I catch Saka at a field headquarters while everyone in the midst of preparation to pull out.
俺は火力がないので、
Yeah.
銃を使えた方が役立てると思うんです。
Like he can use gun and like have his like melee abilities basically with his blood and stuff as the alternative for the close combat quarters, just in case.
それに、ああいうものは俺に向いてる気が。
自分でそう直感したのか。
はい。
我々の表向きの顔の一つに民間警備会社というものもある。
はい、知っています。
I already predicted that what conclusion my proposal would lead to.
天王寺、それは本当の仕事をしてもらうことに。
そういうきつい仕事がしたいです。命がけでも構わないです。
何か悔やんでいることでもある。
え？
自分を罰したがっている者の顔だ。
それは
私も若い頃、戦火で自分を鍛えたことがある。
Well, and now you're a badass.
貴様にも一皮むけるための荒領事がいるのかもしれんが、若すぎるようにも思える。
ぜひ。
Damn. I bow.
いいか、天王寺。超人というのは我が強いものだ。プライドで力を支えているから。以前はそれでよかった。神話の時代は。だが現代は英雄が好き勝手に暴れるには狭すぎるのだよ。
Yeah, that's why Mikuni died.
そしてプライドを砕いたことのない者は一度の挫折にも弱い。長井は能力を失ったのだよ。
Oh, she lost her abilities, like in general. Oh.
失った。
What?
そういうこともある。時に超人も精神を
Wow.
PTSD に陥ることがあるが、やはり力は弱体化することが多い。
Oh. So that would explain why Kotaro never like figured out his like blood abilities in normal like playthrough, right? He only discovered this bug when he had Aurora, and he thought it's Aurora. So he lost his ability to control blood basically because he suffered damage and he was in coma and lack of memories. Okay, I see. Still interesting that the rewrite ability was still there. So he have two abilities.
自信がないと強くなれない。
ありすぎても問題だ。三国がどうなったか忘れてはいまい。
Yeah.
私は英雄志願を何人も見てきた。彼らが身勝手に突出して失敗した作戦の数々。
That's what I mentioned as well.
必要な力をつけに行くことが目的で英雄になりたいわけではないのだな。
はい。
生きて戻ったなら私の良い兵士になってくれるかね。
必ず。
よし。
Nice. Let's rest his hands on my shoulder. It's been a while since I've seen this his kind side.
悲劇を見てこい。
Whew. And with a smile on his face. Ah! Yeah. Time to go and get some reality check. How it is actually out there on the battlefront. As his dark-colored eyes stare at me, various thoughts go through my mind. Memories of my life up until now flash by one after another. My stagnant, ambitionless life. I've always been looking for something to sever that cycle. All this time, I couldn't find it in the classroom, I couldn't find it at home, I couldn't find it at Martel. I haven't found it in Guardian. To top things off, I've even betrayed the organization by letting the key escape. What I felt from the key, it was akin to salvation. That's why I can't work in Japan anymore. I have to escape into the wider world. This is actually kinda insane how this is going. Okay. Went through the middle now. Okay, and we are here. Are we like back to the beginning of the game? Of the Terra Road? Are we already in the future? I mean... he's just like... Wait, no, but in the beginning they indicated that this is post-apo, right? Or was that just my assumption? I forgot. Maybe it is like some kind of like desolated area just and he's just in training there. Maybe. Okay, I will just read. So we'll figure it out. It feels like I've woken up from the long reminiscence. Instantly I feel a stripping heat in the back of my throat. I dreamt of what my life was like up until recently, as if it were all events from over a decade ago. Truth is, it hasn't even been 6 months, but it's been very packed 6 months. Almost a decade worth of experience have been crammed in. After those events, I immediately thrown into the real storm. The first few months I did nothing but rigorous basic training. Compared to the grueling hell that I was put through here, the training in Japan just felt like a warm-up. The training regimen for superhumans demand a murderous amount of stamina. Back then, I took everything I had just to keep up. Fortunately or otherwise, it left me no room to worry about anything. He's like Haruki from White Album 2. I experienced a whole lot of firsts. The first time stepping on foreign soil. The first time shooting a gun. The first time seeing what true poverty looks like. The first time being attacked by the armed insurgents. And today, the first time I've killed someone. Okay, so we are now in the beginning, so we catched up to the prologue of the Terra Road. Okay, so that was not like in the future, he was just outside of Japan, and he was like in this military training. I see, okay. Okay, now we got here. I can't really explain the experience well. It's just that it feels like I finally have a new punishment or something like that. In truth, I already know that I've already added another sin to my list. In any case, it served to create a clear distinction, breaking from the past. As I learned the rules of being a soldier, I crossed the line of no return. Well then, there isn't anything I ought to look back onto anymore, is there? The soil of this foreign land is red. The blood of inhabitants is also red. That's all I can say, really. The car returns to camp. Okay, that's a new CG. Where are they? After unjumbling the round, I flipped the gun's safety on. At least a breather. This is the only place where I can let my guard down. After I help like some equipment around, I head back to the hangar that we used as the barracks. It's as messy as always. Boxes filled with guns, ammunition and equipment, people, soldiers and the smell of gunpowder. The area around the bunk bed that I'm using is my territory. One of the companies that Guardian operates provides private security detail to areas that are in a state of conflict. This is what the TP Corps does. Okay. Most of its clients are governments and companies from the developed countries. Protecting VIPs, engagements, logistics, our work covers all aspects of the military affairs. In this age, even actual militaries outsource various military tasks. But our work is more specialized than that. The Corps selling point is that everyone is actually a superhuman soldier. We can accomplish even the most daunting and demanding missions. After putting my gun away, I take off my gear. I lie down on the bed. When I close my eyes, the sound of people talking particularly stands out to my ears. Apart from the simplest of conversations, I can barely comprehend English. I'm trying though, but thanks to that, my squad mates pretty much consider me deadweight. It's not so different from when you were in Japan, isn't it? I mean, like in Mamiya and Nishikujo team, you also was like in the last spot and they thought of you to be the weakest. That's a standard to get kicked or punched if you don't understand all this. Even though I more or less understand, I'm still being treated like a nuisance. I don't have the skills either. The fact the more outgoing a superhuman is, the more close-minded they are. They congregate with others like them, and most are far more discriminatory and bigoted than the typical person. Those with strong abilities form cliques and look down on those who have weaker abilities. I'm of the latter, pretty much the same as when I was in Japan. Yeah, I just said that. I nodded off a bit there. When I open my eyes, I see Louis' long, dark-skinned arms hanging off the bed above me, like some kind of corpse. Okay. I can hear him snoring. Louis is one of the few friends I have. Thanks to him, I can just barely keep up with work. Louis is gonna die. I'm going to call it now. He's a real rarity, and I'm thankful to have him. Louis and I arrived here at the same time, though there's an age difference, we are pretty much batchmates. Given that Louis is Latino and isn't great with speaking in English himself, the two of us immediately get along. The fact that neither of us could understand what the other was saying didn't even pose a problem. Heck, I made things easier. It made things easier. He's a dozen years older than I am, but his innocence doesn't make it apparent in any way. His skills are, well, better than mine, to say the least, but he's also taken lightly. Okay, he tells me this without any intent to hide it. We can't use our abilities in open as long as we have joint operations with normal military personnel. Regardless, he keeps a spear made of the custom alloy under the bed, just as the contingency. I recall the boomerang that me and Kuni used. Holding it in my hand, it is ridiculously heavy. I can't even imagine possibly being able to throw it properly. On our days off, Louis and I often go into town. The town itself has long been in a state of the anarchy, with public order constantly deteriorating. UN peacekeepers are stationed here now, but there are at least 3 armed groups in this town waging a bloody war against each other. The reason isn't complicated, I only have the vaguest understanding. Lois told me that it's really just a struggle over the rights to something big, but it's veiled under the guise of the civil conflict. I haven't the slightest clue what rights they've been even fighting over in this big desolate town though. Even with the military stationed here, this still isn't safe. It's not uncommon for the improvised explosive device to suddenly go off in the streets. Generally, the targets are either members of the opposing side of or the peacekeepers' forces themselves, but civilians end up falling victim to them as well. Well, yeah. Sadly. Through the day, you will hear the sporadic echoes of the gunfire and explosions. That's just the kind of place this is. Despite all that, the people here continue to leave. They don't run away. The food in town is a bit better than the stuff in camp. Up until the UN's intervention, the town had constantly been teetering on the edge of starvation. It's because the insurgencies would steal all of the food that they produced. The situation's much better than it was before, perhaps because of our high tolerance. Neither alcohol nor tobacco are particularly attractive indulgences for superhumans. Yeah, makes sense. To a superhuman, food is the simplest and the best kind of luxury. There are those who wolf down extra giant portions of food all by themselves, others who hoard bars of chocolate, and others still who order huge chunks of meat. At the market or at the mass hall, there are situations I often find my coworkers in. After eating a hearty meal, we usually play soccer. In the elementary school courtyard, I play ball with a bunch of other local children. Of course, I restrain my power to make sure they don't suspect me. Even though we can understand each other, there is no problems. You don't need words just to play together. Of course, even though we hold back significantly, Lois and I end up being heroes of the match. The more we move, the more our athletic abilities will make themselves apparent, supposedly. There are a lot of kids here. We play our little game without taking any breaks. Lois and I are often driven to keep moving. It doesn't feel bad at all. Eventually, I start having fun too. I get just a little carried away. I kick the ball and it flies so high up in the air that it can't even be seen anymore. The kids stare upwards, moves the gap. I overdid it. Lois steps in and complains, asking if I have a hidden spring in my shoe. He makes me take off my shoe off to prove it to everyone. Using some sleight of hand, he pulls out a small spring from inside. Nice. Lois managed to fool them with a bit of magic. It looks like a spring is a part of the burst rifle. Lois has been constantly saving my height like this.
Luis はどうしてここに来たの?
どうしてとは?
One day I try asking him.
俺は国に居づらくなってきたんだ。
そういうやつは多いだろうな。
そうなのかな。
Okay.
みんな我が物顔で騒いで悩みなんてないみたいだ。
空騒ぎをしているだけさ。みんな怖いし不安だ。騒いでいる間は強い自分でいられると思っている。
そんなものなのかな。
僕はね、普通にサッカー選手になりたかった。子供の頃から運動ができたから、絶対なれると思ってたんだ。
So what stopped you, really? Like you didn't have to go with Guardians, right?
黒服が来た。
プロテストに応募した直後だったよ。諜報局の普通に派手なシャツを着た連中だったけどね。
And like you can leave, right? If you had the dream of being actually playing a soccer, then why would you join Guardian? Unless you're like Kotaro and you really didn't want to like show off your strength or anything.
で、お前は生まれつき体が強い病気だから不正になるので
スポーツ選手にはなれない。
Sure, okay.
どこも一緒なんだな。
才能を金に変えることができる。
Okay, he laughs frankly. As always, he has a perfect smile. Our days on duty continue. Patrol duty is particularly rough. Whenever the insurgents launch attacks on foreigners, they always ambush us on the road. If they control the supply routes, they can loot the goods being transported. Once they accomplish that, they can just stare the town down. They will be as good as slaves. With the crucial points converging into a lone road is even more dangerous than the town itself. Ambushes and aids hidden in direct scars are a constant source of trouble. Foreign VIPs get attacked 8 or 9 times out of 10. The goal, a ransom. Some of them rose up in the name of national liberation. Most of them have pretty much degenerated into nothing more than bandits. Sometimes we have casualties on our side too. I haven't even been here very long, but I've witnessed the deaths of the 2 of my allies. Compared to what happened in Kazamatsuri, I didn't feel anything. Guess I'm getting accustomed to death. When I'm on leave, I spend my days with the kids. In terms of friends, they're the only ones I have apart from Louis. Even though they're poor, they always have smiles on their faces. I eventually remember their names and faces, and I can even tell them all apart they're going to die. Oh, they're foreshadowing. When the elementary school got back up and running with the UN help, everyone was overjoyed. A large part of the reason is why the free school lunches too. Okay, some of them are really eager to learn too. One of them is the girl interested in computers. She's determined to get better at programming so she can pull herself out of poverty. Okay, nice. Lois and I already decided not to try and help them from our own pockets. We have our reasons, one of them being that this problem has no end. No matter how hard we try, we can't save every single one of them. We figured that we could at least contribute some old used computers for them to use though. Laptops 2 generations old are as good as free in and around Asia. I buy those up en masse and ship them over here. Wow. Sure, why not? Rather than the cost, finding someone willing to deliver them here is what poses more difficulty. Finally I managed to get my hands on the computers and donate them to the school. Though it was nothing but an act of philanthropy to help relieve my depression, I'm pretty satisfied. I hit my 2nd year of being hired gun. It's around then that my real mission comes in. Okay? The real mission, huh? More than 80 superhumans are gathered in this underground briefing room. The TP Corp usual operations are primarily undertaken by the small number of independent operators. It's because we need to keep the existence of superhumans away from the public knowledge. For example, we excel at high-risk counter-terrorists and infiltration operations. It's rare for this many superhumans to act all at once in force.
市内武装勢力の資金源となってきた新型麻薬の生産工場が判明した。
Okay. The drug is extremely addictive and has been spreading through the world, with this region as the epicenter. Its effects, pain relief, sedation, and an intense euphoria, but it's also known as a drug that will suck the life out of people.
情報担当が状況を説明する。作戦の目的は2つ。武装勢力の排除、
Okay.
施設の破壊だ。この麻薬工場がそうだが、周囲に数十体の魔物が確認されてい
Okay,
る。
we are going to fight familiars, I see. The screen displays a map of the area.
この位置はここだ。ゴーストタウンが不法占拠されている。
航空攻撃で一網打尽にしちまうのは
厄介なことに工場は国境線付近だ。緊張
Makes sense, yeah.
国を刺激するような真似はルートは北と南に2本。この道路沿いの全域が作戦区域となる。
道路沿いの広大な土地は何だ？
畑だ。道路との高低差は30メートルもない平地だが、身を隠すには手頃な穀物が実って、確認されている魔物にはハウンド、バードなどが大半だが、5メートル級の中型個体が最低2体存在する。フェーズ1で作戦区域に侵入。 フェーズ2で潜伏拠点の設置、フェーズ3は偵察、フェーズ4で工場を制圧する。薬物や原料は押収。
Yeah.
ガイア主義者は戦闘が予想されるチームは属性や装備を
Operation
しておいてくれ。
We discuss various things. Travel routes, combat equipment, raiding procedure, information on familiars, the building structure, the facility floor plan, contingency plans, rendezvous points, call signs. It takes the entire day to exhaust every single possible topic that we can cover. By the time we finish, everyone has gone limp from exhaustion. Since both Louis and I have pretty questionable English, both of us confirm what was discussed with each other.
魔物使いを拘束するという単語はなかったよね。
They said shoot aside.
射殺すれば魔物の動きが止まる。
Yeah.
それで別チームを支援できる。
ああ、そういうことか。
ルイス、ボンド、来い。
Oh.
バリアントチームは制圧犯だ。
Kotara's actually under his... Did we know this? I don't remember like the beginning. Did they call him Bond? And yeah, they said like it's like his code name. Yeah, okay. So he just like they know his name actually. Why would he hide it, right? But they use a nickname. Okay, I see. There's something going to happen. Like, Louis is going to die, I swear. They're just too good friends, I think. They are way too good friends. 2 days later, we are transported to the area of operations. It's just before dawn, but the starlight remains strong. There are no obstacles in the wilderness. It allows us to see much farther than we expected.
ここからは徒歩だ。着いたら潜伏地点を構築。偵察が戻り次第。
After heading northwards for about an hour, we spot the drug lab, just like the map says, and create a makeshift hideout. Wait! I just thought about something. There's no way it's what I think it is. Is this a part where Chihaya's parents die? Or her father, at least? Because I don't remember if, like... Because he was a scientist, right, as well. I don't remember if Chihaya's father was, like, in the different dimension where the familiars are. Or was it, like, just in some remote place? I don't remember. I don't think that's actually the case here, but that would be wild. If, like, action when Kotaro was, like, deployed was the case where Chihaya's father died. That would be crazy. But no, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that was that. I think that was in that different dimension where the familiars are. After heading northwards for about an hour, we spot the drug lab. Yeah, okay. We bring in our supplies. Next, we do a final check on our equipment. Also, yeah, that was not the drug lab, that was the familiar research facility, right? A rifle with a grenade launcher attachment and a high caliber handgun. Flashbang grenades are also effective against familiars, and we will need regular grenades as well. We'll need to carry plenty of spare mags against familiars. Next, walkie-talkies that are effective over 400 meter distance. We skip on night vision devices or anything that our abilities can compensate for. Instead, everyone brings their own specialty weapon. As I don't have one, I bring a hatchet and a knife from the provisions. Lois brings the spear I saw earlier, placed in a gold pack. All this stuff adds up to the dozens of kilos, but it's no trouble at all. The time comes and we head out. The superhuman operation. Someone would call it a super operation. After reconfirming our route, we enter the ruins while downwind. For a while, we don't bump into any familiars or people. We follow a small deserted concrete path. Under the starlight night, two teams with 8 shadows sulk around in the deathly silence. The pointman signals to us by the hand that the enemy is approaching. Dog just 130 meters ahead. A keen sense of smell will make combat very difficult to avoid. We all have our guns poised. If we take this familiar out, the summoner will know as well. Pretty much, yeah. Louis readies his spear. If we can take it out without any audible gunshots, we can throw them into disarray. Wow. As everyone looks on, Louis hurls it in a dividing motion with a barely any wind-up. The spear flies low and sharp, screwing the dog through the head down into its chest. Someone whistles. I pull out the hatchet and dash forward, smashing the familiar head right into the ground. It turns to dust. Okay. Just around the same time, the gunshot rings from the underblock. Ominous air immediately fills the facility. Yeah, okay. Now they know, like all of them. Hunter team will sweep the first floor, while we in Valiant team will sweep the second floor. At almost a single bound, we scale the wall and leap into the second floor window one by one. Just as the intel said, it's an empty room with a bare concrete floor. There are empty plastic drums in the center of the room. Okay. After pairing up, we split off and explore the rooms. Louis and I team up. I look down the stairwell and spot a large, rusty abandoned machine on the first floor. No signal, no signs of people or familiars. The building has several rooms along the catwalk. The team leader goes clockwise, while we go counterclockwise, clearing each room one by one. Once we get to the fourth room, I sense someone's presence. Luis and I exchange hand signals. Okay. After nodding to each other, we stick to the sides of the wall. We jump in one after the other and quickly point out guns into the room. In my half of the room, I see 2 men. One is looking out the window, while the other is sitting on the dilapidated couch watching TV. Before the window guy even points his gun at me, I quickly shoot him dead. 1 in the head, 2 in chest, he falls over. The sofa guy reaches for the desk where he had been resting his legs. A pistol is lying out of it. In a flash, he prepares to shoot me. I fire at him at close range. It takes 4 shots before he stopped moving. Wow. But that was like... So... that was happening actually in the original world, it seems, as well. That would explain why Kotaro was also stronger than everyone else. But during coma, he's like... body deteriorated probably a little bit as well. He had a lot of combat experience, it seems. Unless we are already past the incident that put him into coma, you know? It's hard to tell when this incident actually happened without seeing the incident actually. After violently convulsing, he goes limp dead. I check Louis' side. He's already taken 1 out. That man had been sitting in the front of the long-range radio. Looks like he was in the middle of sending a message. But Louis shot the radio as well. The TV that the sofa guy was watching is monitoring the passages inside the facility. I break that too. Next room, we either toss in the grenade or shoot right through the door with the value of gunfire before entering. If there are any survivors left in the room, usually they're in their dying breaths, we shoot them dead. I signal to the team leader that we cleared all the rooms. Like, Kotaro have no mercy here, just like in Akana Road. Like, Akana Road basically made him remember this. Even though he doesn't know. Like, he was so unhinged in Akana Road. Here, like, I guess, like, he's not unhinged, he's just, like, doing a job as a soldier. Like, he have no choice, really. It's either them or the enemy, right? Across from us, he nods and points down. Hunter team downstairs is waving at us. Looks like they finished their sweep of the floor too.
ルイス1階に合流。
了解。
Explosion. Just as I'm about to head downstairs, I see something charged through a pile of scrap. Okay. Two from the hunter team are bulldozed by the huge thing that charged in. Are thrown into the air, slamming against one of the machines. The familiar throws its tail around like it's drifting as it breaks with its front legs. The spines of the two hunters have snapped at an odd angle together with both their arms that they held up in defense. It's an alligator type, a medium-sized familiar. It's close to 12 meters in length, but still as agile as a small animal. I fire at it from the second floor. Alligator stands up. It easily reaches up to and beyond the second floor. That thing is big. It tears off the catwalk with its jaws. Lois and I fall to the first floor. Shaken, I struggle to regain my bearings. Lois is gonna die, 100%. I head in the direction someone yanks me towards. I can find the leader. And what about Hunter team? The lumbering familiar thrashes about, scattering the heavy machines and making it difficult to get to the other side. Someone is tossed together with the machines.
これは勝てない。魔物使いを止めよう。
そうか。
We run into another block of the facility.
周囲の敵に敏感に反応してた。目の代わりをしていた魔物使いが近くにいるはずだ。
Good thinking. We have to find this summoner ASAP. Lois is ahead of me. He's fast. He's taking all I have. It's taking all I have to keep up with him. Up ahead, a young man stands up from the shadows and attempts to point a gun at us. A smaller familiar by his feet also gets up. In front of us, a piercing danger signal also rings. My consciousness sinks even deeper into the fight mode. My awareness grows sharper and everything turns into slow motion. I reposition the side, which is our opponent, Lois against the summoner and I against the familiar. Lois fires his gun as he runs, while the man hides behind the machinery. I leave that to him and focus my attention on the familiar. It's 150 cm long, front to back. It's four-legged beast that's rather slender, almost dainty even. Horns on its legs are gnarled like the witch finger and grabbed ground sharp.
ガゼルベースの魔物。
Gazelle based, okay, so we're getting a lot of like new familiar types that we haven't seen before, actually. Not exactly the very first time I want to fight. The gazelle kicks off the floor, vanishing for an instant. I slide my eyesight upward, but I can't catch sight of it. It must have leapt much higher than I expected. Even though I haven't been able to keep track of it, I hear it jump again. What did it kick off? Oh. Same place, look at the enemy, defend, ignore and run. Yeah, okay. So you have to just run. Because we have no information, I guess. Yeah. So this is still like before the accident happens, I think. I think like we are having these choices. That's my theory right now that I guess for a while, but anyway, like these choices are like basically what Kagari plotted for us, and these choices are basically fixed choices that like Kotaro made a mistake in every single other road that he's been, like a scenario that Kagari created, and Kotaro was always taking either different steps and they were not working. Like maybe he stayed in place and he died, for example, right? Or he got injured or something. So now we are going to like actually survive everything and be awesome. Like we are going to be badass. And maybe that will make a difference actually later in the future conflict in Kazamatsuri. Maybe we are not going to be in the incident because of how well we are doing right now. But anyway, ignore it and run. This familiar is faster than my reaction time. There's no way I can fight against it head on. Therefore I run. I can already tell that the moment I stop running I'm going to die. I hear a hard ringing from behind me. The ground near me shakes. It must be its horns piercing the floor in a downward attack after jumping off the ground, followed by leaping off the ceiling. I keep on running without even turning around. I dive behind a giant piece of machinery in some kind of the belly roll. The tip of the horns pierces straight through to the other side. Its penetrating power is akin to that of the armor-piercing bullet. The familiar thrashes about, struggling to pull his horns out, shaking the entire machine. This is my chance. I hop back over the machinery and put the familiar on the Nelson hold, grabbing the front legs of the creature that's struggling to yank its horn out. I pull my knife out and stab it deeply in the flank over and over again. It resists without end. I can tell that it's slowly freeing its horns. Damn, this thing is actually pretty durable. But it seems like this is so close you can use your blood, right? You can use your blood to attack her. This is like a Giselle model. But you have to like injure yourself, right? First. Like you can just, maybe you can actually just sprout blood from your wrist and like do stuff. Because he was always injured, I think. I don't think so. Okay, anyway, just use a lance or something. Like, just put your hand at the side of this and just like pierce it. I glance behind and see Louis land a flying kick square against the summoner jaw, launching him into the air. His neck bends in the awful angle. He's definitely dead. The mass of muscle struggling in my arms immediately loses shape. Okay. If the summoner dies, then the familiar will lose all power to continue moving.
素早い魔物と大きな魔物の相手はしたくない。
ほぼ全種だ。
Pretty much all of them, yeah.
今度あの奥だ。倉庫がある。
The warehouse. A summoner of the Ilir mid-sized familiar is most likely in there. We stick to the either side of the door. We can't afford to give them any time to react to us. I kick down the door, Louis jumps in and unleashes a hail of bullets at the first figure he sees. Okay. Oh, that was a long break. After that, the gun goes silent. Okay.
冗談。
We head further in. Gun ready, Louis stands unbelievably defenseless. Wait, what? There's a large group of people huddling together in the back of the room. Some of the people are bleeding. Small people. No, children. Oh shit. Children whose faces we recognize. Oh, the kids from the village? The kids are here. The kids we played soccer with. The kids we gave computers to. The kids we shared candy with. Those very kids are here. Over 10 of them. Many are already clearly dead. Some are dying before their eyes convulsing from cardiac shock. At their feet are puddles of the warm blood. Right. I told her my real name. Her eyes are black and wet. He's muttering something to himself in his own language, not responding. So they were kidnapped? Or are they part of Gaia?
Luis!
I shake him hard, and he falls to the ground. He throws his gun away in absolute disgust. I mean, he just shoots some of these kids, right? He just started blasting when he just saw a figure, basically, right? In the shadows. Holy shit.
撃ってから
Yeah.
気づいた。撃って。
Even I'm about to lose it. My heart is pounding insanely fast. I'm bewildered as can be. That's right, in this country even children end up taking up arms. Things like this can happen.
お金
But it doesn't matter right now. What is the problem? I don't know. What is the problem I ought to be facing right now? Jesus, this is so fucking terrible. Oh god.
私たち皆ジンと心かよ
Talk with the spirit.
全員
Jasmine nods. They're all summoners, so they are with Gaia. Oh my god. This is exact situation that I was asking. Like, what would happen if Kotara would figure out that Akane is with Gaia? That's pretty much the same scenario. He became friends with all of these kids and they are just enemy. And they just tried to kill them as well via familiars. Yo! Several of them are contracted to the mid-sized familiar. Huge familiar requires an equally huge amount of energy. By having it siphon life energy from several summoners, the visual burden is lessened amongst them. I finally managed to collect myself. She looks at my gun as she asks. How could I possibly do that? God! I place it on the floor. I move closer to the children, but they start screaming.
静かに
I check which of the children are still alive and which have gone still. I see many faces who were alive and well just days ago, but have now stopped moving. The rifle bullets easily penetrated their bodies and wounded several of them. Almost none of them are left unscratched. Depending on where you get shot, it might actually be better that the bullet went all the way through. But that's only if you can get treated immediately.
大丈夫だ今助ける
ジンと通じて死ぬ
From the gene.
不幸ではないです
Okay.
精霊か
So that's what they believe. Including Jasmine, there are 5 survivors. 3 of them can walk. The 2 need immediate treatment. For starters, I checked their injuries. I did receive some medical training as a soldier at least. Lois is crouched down by the other kid.
またやっちまった。
不運だったんだ
不運どっちの不運だ。友達を撃ち殺す僕、それとも撃ち殺される子供の方。
どっちもだ
わかるはずがない。あの一瞬で
そうだね
こんな
Damn. He totters over and touches one of the bodies that he shot to death.
こんなのひどい。
I actually did not expect it, like, that to happen. Like, holy shit. I have no words to offer him. All I can do is agonize at how powerless I am. Okay, putting aside our duties as rank and file soldiers, I need to figure out what we ought to do here. Lois' radio buzzes, it's a call from our team leader. Lois and I exchange looks. What should we do here?
こちらバリアント4猛獣使いを射殺しました
After receiving a report, the leader comes in. He looks terrible. His left arm is drenched in blood. It seems to have been it seems to have been completely shattered.
魔物使い6名を無力化しました
Oh my god. He looks down at the 4 corpses and the 2 who are breathing raggedly. Oh god. No chill at all. This is war, holy fuck. The leader pulls out his pistol and shoots the 2 injured.
射殺と命令したはずだぞ。
What the fuck? The 2 children aren't moving anymore.
だその目は。子供の怪我人を殺すのは道義に反するとでも言いたい。
はい
He sends me flying with a punch. I consider punching back, but Luis stops me.
了解。
役立たず。 制圧は完了だ。報酬を手伝え。夜が明ける前に撤収する。
The leader exits. So they manage to hide the others. I begin to rewrite my abilities. Oh, I can punch back the way I am right now. I increase my muscle performance, boost my metabolism, sharpen my senses. I need them to be 4 times as strong. That way, I can smash his face in completely. I will crush his jaw and make it impossible for him to ever chew again. My entire skeleton creaks. My heart feels the burden. My brain boils, my blood pumps. Okay. My life forces. Oh. Oh, okay. My cheeks are yanked hard. That brings me back to my senses.
ルイス、
今能力を使おうとしていた。わかった。どれほどの能力か知らないけど、それは命を縮める。二度と使うべきじゃない。
Ever use again.
なんとな多分二人は殺されるって。
Yeah.
捕虜なんて取るわけがない。手当てなんてしてくれやしない。心の奥では理解してた。ヤスミンたちを助けるにはこれしかなかったからだ。
God damn it. Yeah, they sacrificed these two so the others can leave. Oh my fucking god.
そうだ。その通りだ。
I did not expect the rewrites to be like this. Damn. This went really serious. The other 3 survivors gingerly sneak out from the lockers lined up by the wall. Even after seeing the 2 other bodies, they didn't even cry. They simply cast their eyes down in sadness.
みんなわかってる。どの道助からなかった。
ふざけやがって。あいつ。
I found myself here after putting my last ounce of hope in them. But even the last bit of hope had been shattered. I hate them. Now I know I hate Guardian. They're racist, they trample on others. Asuka and Louis are friends, a true rarity. Asaka and Louis, sorry. But this has made me realize that I can no longer be part of this organization. It's not because my friends were killed. It's just that my very being can tell that I hate it.
からどうする？
With a rather tired expression, Louis looked over at Jasmine and the others.
同じ気持ちだ。
ルイス。
We both living? Will this betrayal mean I'm living Guardian?
急ごう。裏切りはすぐにバレる。
Timidly, the girls quickly cuts in.
爆撃される。
Oh, what? Wait, how do you know? Taking the kids with us, we head out to the back entrance of the factory. We don't rendezvous with the main squad. We plan on running away, just like this. The client for the drug production facility was a country. Apparently, one of the neighboring countries with the tense relations is involved. They've already been informed about the right. Jasmine tells me that if that happened, the facility will almost certainly get bombed to erase all evidence. Apparently, there's also been a precedent with the exact same situation.
ここに逃げる。
So they were escaping with some kids they saved, and they were from Gaia. Luis opens them up.
工場と周囲の畑は焼くはず。だから安全なポイントは。
The entire surrounding area is a field. Escaping by foot has its limits.
なら近い。けど、それでもかなり移動しないと危険だ。
行こう。他に何の当てもない。
Yeah, let's move. We can just sit here and wait forever. Actually, if it was just us, we'd have a good chance of escaping. But right now, we've got to keep pace with the children. Children who are physically the same as normal people, and are already fatigued from the having to supply life force to the familiar. Of the 3 rescues, Jasmine is the oldest. The other 2 are so young that they can barely speak their own language, let alone English. Oh, wow, what the fuck? The children send us worried glances.
逃げられる。 二人の面倒を頼む。
I rest my hand on her shoulder. A tingle of relief returns to her weary
小太
face.
郎、西と北西に似たようなルートがある。判断がつかない。どっちだと思う？
Okay. Oh, even this was... Okay. We're learning so much of Kotaro's past. So the West was also the choice that he made in one of the previous timelines, and it didn't end well, apparently. So this time, we're going to Northwest.
北西だ。
Why though?
どうしてそう思った？
直感。
Just gut, okay. Maybe it's because I replied like in the action movies, but it looks like Louis really liked that. Honestly, it really was all on instinct. There isn't anything harder for me to explain than this. Honestly, in a situation like this, where our lives are at the stake, and I'm not sure it's okay to decide like this. But that should be fine, I'm sure. I leap over the fence and slip past the shed. And now we're on the run, huh? We make it to the field. It's overgrown with shrubs which reach up to my waist. So these are the raw materials they used for the
こ
drugs.
の広さを焼くのか。
Pretty much. If they drop wide area incinerated bombs, it would have nowhere to run. It would be barbecued alive.
数キロだ。
Makes sense, yeah. He's right. All we can do right now is run. I carry one of the kids. Lois carries the other boy of the same age. Meanwhile, Jasmine runs on her own. Yeah, she's the oldest one.
来た。
There aren't these quieting signs in the night sky. I've never experienced a bombing before. I have no idea what it's like. But it seems like Lois can detect something. Saying that Jasmine has to keep up with us, it doesn't look like we'll manage to escape anytime
ストッ
soon.
プ。ここでやる。
Oh, what you will do?
やる。何を？
迎撃してみる。この周辺だけでも。
Okay. How? Oh, he says down the kid and the golf bag. Oh, he's going to throw the spear. Holy shit. He's just going to, like, destroy the plane with a throw of the spear. What? He unfolds a rolled up cloth, like spreading out the carpet. The rest his special spear, as well as the long spatula-shaped spear thrower. I've seen it a few times in historical documentaries on the TV. Yeah, that's actually a thing, by the way. By using a spear thrower, you can greatly increase the effective range and accuracy of the thrown spear. Yep,
爆弾を迎撃するっての？
you can look it up on YouTube and stuff if you want to. Actually pretty cool.
できないことはないはずだよ。でも、できないかも。だから、小太郎は子供たちを頼む。
What do you mean? I mean, if you miss him, then we just all run, right?
ル
You're
イ
like one shot
何
at
言ってる
this.
んだ。そんなことできない。
でもやらなきゃ。ほら、
I can barely see a small airplane while he's pointing. I can tell for how far it is, but it's really high up. It's dropping somewhere from its fuselage.
ミサイルだ。多分熱圧弾頭。
Damn. They all look like and all they look like to me are little flickering dots.
穴開いてる。あれのどれがここに落ちる？
それはわかる。南から焼き払っている。まだ少しだけ余裕がある。
So he's not going to shoot the plane, he's going to try and take out the
あ
bombs.
れ一発で半径300メートルが炎の海に。
Damn. The southern field is already engulfed in flames. It's the first time I've ever seen bombing like
やばい
this.
なあれ。
逆に一つ落とせば半径300メートルの安全地帯が一つできる。
Yeah.
当てられるの？
やるしかない。
He fixes his spear, the spear thrower, and rests on his shoulder. Louis' spear is no toy. The spear's tungsten alloy body is incredibly heavy to hold. What's unusual is that a long piece of cloth is hooked to the spear thrower. The same cloth is tightly wrapped on the end of the spear. Oh, so he can like get it back or something? No, that makes no sense. Like, you have to like throw it like extremely far. So yeah, no, not gonna happen. So why? I actually thought that you'd wrapped the spear in clove to make it easier to hold, but I guess that was wrong. I have no idea what the point of clove is.
ここまで準備すると僕の中にひらめきが落ちてくる。
Okay.
それに従って投げるといつも以上によく飛ぶんだ。そして指先で触れるように簡単に当てることができる。だからこの距離は試したことないけど。
Okay. Intercepting missiles with a spear. The very notion is absurd, fitting for a superhuman. Yeah. Louis mentioned something offhandedly.
友達を殴ったことがある。
Yeah, you mentioned when like at the situation with kids there. He mentioned that if I shot my friend or the children, so he probably accidentally shot his friend as well. That's why he's here. Like he escaped from reality from his home.
ちょっとした喧嘩。
Probably.
友達はそれで死んでしまった。
Oh, never mind. Yeah, because he's superhuman. He just punched him and he died. Okay. Well, that's fucked.
次の日、黒服の男たちサッカーのテストなんて嘘さ。それも。
Okay, makes sense.
下の友達だった。
そう。
ここに志願したのは自分を痛めつけるためさ。
Well, you're not that far off from what Kotaro was doing.
もうこの生き方はやめる。停滞するのはもうやめだ。
俺もそうしようかな。
We look straight into each other's eyes, each other's faces. Louis and I smile. We both declare that we will do exactly that if we survive this.
子供たちを連れて先に行ってくれ。
先に？
君たちが移動するルートをまず確保する。角度の問題でその方がやりやすい。
ルイスは？
畑を抜けるまで経路を確保したら、最後に自分の周辺に落ちてくるやつを落とすさ。
Okay. Something is bothering me, but it's not something I can explain clearly. Stay here, stop Louis and bring him along. So we do as the Louis says, huh? I give Louis a good look. He's going to die. He's going to miss the last rocket. Or he actually can just take down the one. Or something. I give Louis a good look, then I'll to look at Jasmine. After a moment of thought, I nod. I reach all my equipment and fasten the two younger kids on my front and back. Pulling Jasmine by hand, I run towards the northwest. When I turn around, I see Louis is just about to make his first throw of spear. Weak humans. Using their ingenuity, they have developed skills to exploit nature to fulfill their needs. Hunting, cutting, and polluting. Human history is the veritable exhibit of environmental destruction. He makes a short dash leading up to the pitch. From his wind-up until his throw, his form is no different than that of an athlete. However, there are countless little efficiencies woven over and over into his precise movements. The throwing angle, the control of power, the pace, the snap. A combination of all those factors produces a dramatic effect that far surpasses merely throwing with brute arm strength. The cloth wrapped around the spear applies a strong rotational force to the spear moving straight ahead, in the way that the bullet gains stability through the spinning. Louis applies the same principle. Okay, this guy is insane. Rip Louis though. That was cool. Wow. The flank alloys spear. The flank alloy spear is sucked into the moonlight night with narrow sound. I follow the spear's path in utter amazement. The time when he strikes down the familiar with isn't even comparable to this. His throw is like the artillery weapon. The spear flies. It easily breaks free from the pull of gravity, zooming straight to its dot-sized target. Its cold break pierces through the core of the missile. The tip of the spear practically melts straight into the missile, causing a jet to spray behind it. Okay. Louis winds up a second throw. Wait. Oh, so we have like a bunch of them. Okay. I thought I gave only one spear for whatever reasons. Because they always said it in like single... as a single, like, he holds a spear. But, okay, makes sense. Like, he have like gold pack full of spears. Okay. Makes sense. Why would I think I have one? The supersonic spear pierces through the second missile. He shoots down the missile that's about to land right in my path. Before I realize it, we're already surrounded by walls of fire. Even though the explosions are quite distant, the shockwaves from the blast are still strong. The smell of fuel wafts in the air. It's suffocating, but we don't have any time to rest. Flashes of light burst from all directions, incinerating the ground. It's like a bunch of tiny suns are falling onto the earth. Waves of heat assault us. The screams and cries of the kids are drowned out by the thunderous roar of the bombs and flames. A bomb hasn't dropped in front of us yet. If our escape route is cut off, we are finished. Suddenly my sight bumps against a fence. Beyond it lies a desolate ground. I vault over the fence and move behind a boulder that can serve as the barrier before putting the kids to rest. I look for Louis from atop the boulder. Yeah, he just said he's going to go, like, he knew he will have no time to intercept the one that is going to hit him. 100%. He knew it. What a hero. Louis was the real hero here. Our escape route is like a tiny wedge cut out amidst the inferno. At the very tip of that road, Louis stands. He hasn't budged a single inch from where we first started. He doesn't have a single spear left. Our eyes met. I wave him over, but Louis shakes his head from side to side. He raises his hands, like some kind of gesture of farewell, with a smile on his face. He probably also, like, he wanted to save them, but at the same time he wanted to, like, how do you call this, get a punishment for what he did in the facility, basically, and for the past. He just was like happy at the end that he managed to save someone, at least. Ah, God. Moments later, flames engulf the place where Louis had just been. I fall to my knees. The fire blankets the entire area. It's a veritable sea of flames. In these circumstances, even a superhuman would. Even though I fully understand it in my mind, my body refuses to accept it. Cold sweat breaks across my entire body. The drug production facility in the distance is ablaze. The scene is reminiscent of a war in a faraway country like I've seen before on TV. Faraway country? But that's exactly the land I'm standing on right now. War? But that's exactly what's going on right now. Yeah, it's not anymore just news in the TV, huh? I stand still for a long time, like I've taken a hard blow. The only reason I'm able to recover is that there are others here who I need to protect.
Luis.
God damn it. Louis was a hero here. True soldier and a hero. At the same time, Jasmine's expression nearly crumbles, but she doesn't cry. The kids have burn wounds and are weakened. I have no choice but to carry both of them on my back and in my arms, just as I had earlier while we escaped. Relying on my map and compass, we make our way through the wilderness. Because I can't carry Jasmine, her fatigue is severe, and she quickly loses the energy to even speak. According to the map, there are 2 towns nearby. Unless we find a car, we're literally going to die like dogs by the roadside. I will have to figure out what to do after that too. Even if we find a town, we don't have any money now. We need water and help. This honestly feels hopeless. We are really beyond salvation at this point. Okay, we have a bunch of roads again, so we go to road O, I guess. I'm going to home alive. My determination makes a rather bold choice. Jasmine grabs onto my belt, practically dragging her feet as she walks. 3 children. I even betrayed my own comrades to rescue them. This decision may have cost me the one place where I could belong, but I rescued them. I couldn't accept it. I'm nervous that I can't be someone to anyone anymore. That's the sort of decision I've made. I have to find my reason to live with my own power. Jasmine loses consciousness. I stop marching and lay all the 3 down. They are already at their limit. Without a single drop of water, I can't force them to keep going any further. At least not unless a miracle happens. And this is the time when we actually have to rewrite, yeah. Okay. Use your ability when it's needed. Yeah. When I wish for it, power gushes forth from the core of my body. But for what do you wish to? Like, what you gonna do? Like, you have to save 3 kids? Like, you're just going to strengthen yourself again so you can just carry them without problems and just, like, run? Or what you want to do? It spreads through my entire body, invigorating my cells. As usual, I feel myself losing something in exchange. I'm converting my own life into power, yeah. I understand now. That's why I have the instinctual fear associated with rewriting. It's like I'm shaving off my own lifespan to add to my power. This power comes at a price. The price for the miracle of an instant level up is several years of my life. Oof, several years for each rewrite, holy crap. This guitar is awesome. When I finish rewriting, I get the same anemic dizzying sensation. Maybe it's similar to the feeling of being drunk. In fact, after finishing such a major rewrite, I dotted about in a near intoxicated stupor for a while. The first thing I notice is the improvement of my eyesight. I can see clearly for quite a distance. Oh, so you just, in general, improved yourself, okay. It's like I'm using binoculars. My 4 limbs are brimming with power. Now, maybe I can... The little girl opens her groggy eyes. She shakes her head feebly. Damn. No. Please survive. I really hope they will survive. Please don't die. No. Lois sacrificed himself for you. Yeah. Please survive, guys. I grasp her hand. Her grip is weakening. She sheds tears. She falls asleep, or rather passes out. Okay, time to consider our options. Okay, we go to road L. Holy shit, so many options. Running feels so light on my new body. I run at an absolute beastly speed without any feeling of imbalance. That's because I've also developed the senses to control it. Thanks to that, I'm not as confused by the terrain as I was earlier. Even though it seems to be scenery that I've seen before, I can manage to spot the small differences. As the hunter, I managed to reach the much higher level. Looking around me from the hill, I spot something that looks like a farm to the south. It's not on the map, but it's definitely there. There's also a pickup truck on the farmland. It smells like people are living there. I got rid of my rifle, but I still have my handgun and a knife. We won't understand what the other is saying anyway, so I might as well try my hand in some banditry. Yeah, pretty much. It's the very first time I'm attempting armed robbery. Things more or less fell into the place. I managed to pick up the kids safely and have them treated. Okay, holy crap. Oh, they're safe. Since I haven't even gotten any facial hair, I probably look like a kid too. Even though I threatened them at the camppoint, the old couple on the farm were nice to me. Okay. After a few days, I resolved myself and returned to the camp. And they hadn't treated me like a traitor, but as the non-returnee. Oh. Oh, so they thought like you died. Almost every team that participated in the operation was wiped out. Okay. Apparently the bombing by the neighboring country had engulfed even the field base that we'd set up. I'm the only survivor, the Valiant team. After explaining what happened, they didn't find anything suspicious and immediately released me. Because I was close with Louis, I was ordered to organize his belongings. It pained me to do it, but as I was putting his things away, I managed to come to terms with his passing. I've decided. I'm done being stuck like this. I gave Jasmine a part of my savings and moved her to the relatively safe city. I have her bring the other two kids with her. Poverty had put them in a difficult situation. Jasmine was a summoner, sure, but she wasn't hostile like the other fanatics, so I'm not lumping her together with them. She was just being used. She said that the true monsters were the plants that they were being forced to grow in the area. They are cheap, can be grown in large quantities, and can be harvested several times a year. The crop eats away at the country's soil. Secrets are embedded in the depths part of the world. They are hidden, with only a selected few being able to manipulate them. My days on duty are tedious and dangerous, but I learn ways to use the organization. Even since the drag boost operation, I became more competent. People don't belittle me as much now. Rather, I'm the one pushing others away from me. Now I'm even more of a lone wolf within the organization. But at least I won't get hurt anymore. I hate arrogant jerks, and I'm not going out of my way to associate with them. This feels about right as the human being. During my travels, I will sometimes meet some nice people. I'm satisfied with that. Okay. Once in a while, I hide from the organization to help the summoner escape. Yeah, he's like full on vigilante now. On rare occasions, I bump into superhuman before they get apprehended. Jasmine would take care of the minor details all the while going to school. Okay, we collaborate with Jasmine. It's resulted in gathering that includes both summoners and superhumans. Despite what others would have said, the two were never irreconcilable. Yeah, like I was like wondering like if we are going to have a road where like we're going to cooperate with both sides. And seems like it's actually the case here finally. Like Kotaro is pretty much creating a third fraction here, if you think about this. I mean, okay, there are druids, which are like in between, but like from Gaia and Guardians, so that's cool. I believe that the conflict between Gaia and Guardians simply stems from the chain of revenge and conflict interests. To be blunt, it's because they're human. A majority of money I make goes to Jasmine's bunch. As time passes, the group grew in size. Ever since Jasmine and others started managing the funds, a lot of things got easier for me. I don't show my face to them directly. If we screw up, we have them make contact with me. They will be marked by the organization. That group is full of people even younger than me. For some reason, I've been dived as the ghost leader. Okay. There are even rumors that I will one day appear to take command of them. Personally, I don't intend for that group to be anything more than an orphanage, so my head hurts just thinking about it. They're neither Gaia nor Guardian, but a third force? Yeah, that's what I said. It's not such a bad thought. Speculation, investigations, missions. I learn all sorts of things and continue thinking. Thankfully, I still haven't died. After a few months, I received a message from Japan. Oh, it's from Osaka. Okay. Something happened? Oh, we're back. Oh, we went back to Japan. Oh, why? As I head out of the station, the sight of nothing but the Japanese people awaits me. Huh. I think we're going to see the visit to Japan next time. So we're back from the mission. So Kotaro's creating a third force. That still doesn't have a name. Maybe he's going to name it in the next episode, who knows. But yeah, wow. What an episode. What an episode. It's really sad that Louis died, but he died as the hero. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Terra Road so far delivers. It's so good. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Click the like button if you like the episode. Subscribe for more, check my Discord, and become a member if you'd like to support me and see episodes earlier. Thank you once again, and for our Pocket Watch, let's going out.